Viewed as peacemaker and reformist by his supporters, Ashraf Ghani hoped to rebuild Afghanistan after years of war. As with many in his country, conflict and foreign invasion saw him spending most of his young adult years abroad. In Lebanon, he studied political science, then anthropology in New York, where he became an economist at the World Bank. He was in the United States during the September 11 attacks in 2001, which turned him to politics. Several months later, he returned to Afghanistan after the US-led invasion and subsequent fall of the Taliban. As finance minister, he led an attempt at economic recovery, carrying out extensive reforms.
My country is dominated by drug economy and a mafia. Textbook economics does not work in my context, and I have very few recommendations from anybody as to how to put together a legal economy. The poverty of our knowledge must become the first basis of moving forward.
Ghani gave up his US citizenship in 2009 to run for president. In 2014, he was voted into office, but there were accusations of fraud. Ghani wanted to reform Afghanistan, but national dialogue and peace always faced serious challenges.
If we want to have rule of law, the high-level officials who are involved in corruption should be removed so we can have a transparent judicial system.
As the economy struggled and conflict with the Taliban continued, Ghani's authority took a hit. He was shut out of talks between the Taliban and the US in Qatar. In 2020, Ghani was re-elected as president, his win again overshadowed by accusations of fraud, his main rival rejecting the result. After the US announced its plans to pull all its troops out of Afghanistan by September 11 this year, the fight for control in Afghanistan reached new heights. The president standing firm.
Brothers and sisters, there is no deal and no will to surrender. There are two choices, either to live with dignity or to live with insult.
With the Taliban reclaiming provinces at a swift speed and scale, Ghani blamed the US for departing abruptly, leaving Afghanistan's security to struggle and disintegrate. At the funeral of the government's assassinated top media official, Ghani took a hard stance against the Taliban.
Everyone should know that we are standing in our place like a mountain. Their waist will be broken because they have no message other than evil. They fill coffins with young people and send them like savages. We stand for the humanity, life and dignity of Afghanistan.
Speaking to Parliament, Ghani said Afghanistan would be back under government control within 6 months. But in the days that followed, provincial capitals continued to fall. The Taliban's offensive has caused a mass exodus among foreign government workers and also Afghanistan's middle class who had the money to escape abroad. But among those less fortunate, there's mass displacement and soldiers have surrendered. The UN says the number of civilians killed or wounded in just 2 months is the highest recorded since 2009, raising concerns of a humanitarian crisis. The speed and success of the Taliban's advance astonished Ghani's government and the Western leaders that supported him. With little incentive for compromise, talks backed by the US and its allies between the warring sides failed to reach a potential peace deal. For Ghani, only time will tell, but it is a result that will always color his legacy, with the prospect of peace now looking like a catastrophic failure for all those involved. Jillian, Al Jazeera.